Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. How are you today? I hope everybody is doing fine. Are you ready for today's lesson? Let's start. Year 4, Module 3, Lesson 3, Writing an Email. For today's lesson, there are 4 things that we're going to do. Firstly, for introduction, we are going to learn about writing tips on how to write an email about a trip. Then, we are going to listen and read an email from Kevin to his friend John. After that, we are going to complete a task by circling the correct answer. And finally, a task for you to do. You need to write an email about your holiday trip. Are you ready? Let's start. Activity 1. Introduction. Writing tips on how to write an email about a trip. Well, before we begin, let's recall the email writing format that we learned before. I hope you still remember them. An email contains recipient's email, sender's email, greeting, paragraph 1 and paragraph 2 are for contents, closing, and name. Alright, now let's move on to the writing tips on how to write an email about a trip. Firstly, when we write about the past, we use the past tense. For example, I took a lot of photos. So the word took here in past tense. Why? Because the event already happened. Number 2, use adjectives to talk about your feeling. For example, they were very scary. So scary is an adjective to show your feeling. Number 3, we use an to talk about similar ideas. For example, it was very hot and sunny there. So the words hot and sunny are similar ideas. We use an to join them together in a sentence. And finally, number 4, we use but to talk about different ideas. For example, they were scary but they were interesting too. Scary and interesting are different ideas. We use but to join them together in a sentence. I hope these tips will help you to get a clear idea on how to write an email about a trip later. Now, let's move on to the next activity. Activity 2. Listen and read. For this activity, we are going to listen and read along Kevin's email to his friend John. Are you ready? Let's go!
Module 3. Project 1. What did Kevin like the most about his trip to Egypt? Listen and read.
Hello, John. How are you? Last month, my family and I went on a trip to Egypt. It was very hot and sunny there. We rode camels to the pyramids of Giza. They were very big. I took a lot of photos. We saw mummies at the museum. They were scary, but they were interesting too. I liked the mummies' treasures the most. Egypt was fun. Kevin.
Well done, everyone. I hope you will remember the details in the emails. Okay? Let's move to the next activity. Activity 3. Practice. Circle the correct answer. Well, I already asked you to copy this exercise. Am I right? So now, let's do it together. The first one. Hello, Tom, Ron, John. So which one is the answer? That's right, the answer is John. How are you? Last month, week, year, my family and I went on a trip to Egypt. So which one is the answer? That's right, the answer is month. Next one, it was very hot, cold, windy, and sunny there. So which one is the answer? That's right, the answer is hot. Next one, we rode camels to the pyramids of Giza. They were very small, big, tiny. So which one is the answer? That's right, the answer is big. I took a lot of photos. We saw sphinxes, mummies, ghosts at the museum. So which one is the answer? That's right, the answer is mummies. Next one, they were scary, but they were amazing, wonderful, interesting too. So which one is the answer? That's right, the answer is interesting. I like the mummy's treasures the most. Egypt was happening, fun, boring. So which one is the answer? Yes, the answer is fun. Excellent, everyone. I hope you got all the answers right. Now, let's move on to the next activity. Activity 4. Task to do. For this activity, I want you to write an email about your holiday trip. Let me show you an example. Remember, this is about your own holiday trip. So, for this one, should be your friend's email address, and this one should be yours. The subject is my trip. For the content here, you may refer to the email that we read just now for guidance. Well, let me help you to go through one by one. Okay, the first one here, you need to write down your friend's name. For example, your friend's name is Farhana, so you write down Farhana. How are you? Last blank, my family and I went on a trip to blank. So for this one, you can write either month or week. And for this one, the name of the place that you went. Alright? Next one, it was very blank and blank there. For these two, you may put the weather of the place you went. For example, windy and cold, or warm and sunny. Alright? We wrote blank to the blank. So for this one, you may write any vehicle that you can write. For example, bicycle or motorcycle. Okay? And this one is the name of the place that you went. Alright, next one. It was very blank. So this one is the size of the place. For example, big, small, huge, tiny. Okay? Next one. I took a lot of photos. We saw blank at the blank. For this one, you write the things that you saw, and this one, the name of the place. They were blank, but they were interesting too. For this one, choose an adjective to show your feelings. Next one, I like the blank the most. So for this one, you write down the things that you like the most. Next one, blank was fun. So for this one, name of the place. Finally, your name. Alright? Well, I think that's all for today's lesson. See you next time. Bye!